What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is the return after a very long time, Metroid Prime. We're going to be listening to two songs. We have Phendrana Drifts from the channel L, like Larry, and Crashed Frigate Orpheon. Frigate. This is from the channel Remixed. So, and these are requested by Aurange and Chronos. Thank you very much. So we're going to listen to Phendrana Drifts first. The only thing I'm going to say before I get started is to my knowledge, I've only checked out this game's music one single time. I could look it up for you, but I'm pretty sure it had to do with Ridley, like a Ridley boss fight or something like that. That's my only experience with this game. Jesse. So typing my own name is so weird. Anyways, and we got, yes, only one time ever. Episode 700. Damn. Meta Ridley theme. So that's the only Metroid I've ever heard until now. So Phendrana Drifts, and then the second song we'll talk about more when we get to it. So stay tuned. Let's dive back into some Metroid Prime. Let's go. I don't remember what Ridley's boss theme sounded like either. Whoa! Almost 2 million views on this guy. Let's look up the composer. Whoa. I think this was Nintendo, if I recall correctly. Or was this one of the ones that, I think it was Nintendo. Yep, GameCube, 2002. God, 2002 is so far away. Alright. Oh, composer. Well, it kind of fits the whole drifts. Kenji Yamamoto. Doesn't drifts mean I could be wrong about this, but isn't drifts high up into cliffs or something? I mean, it sounds like we're high up. Ooh. Has a little bit of a wind vibe to it. That might be kind of funny with considering the next song. The piano just sounds so mysterious back there. Just doing the same thing over and over. Slightly therapeutic, slightly mysterious. I'm trying to imagine gameplay here. Am I fighting enemies? Am I just walking? Dialogue? How long is this? Oh. Slow percussion, light percussion. Saw that coming. Dynamic too. I feel like the piano's getting louder and quieter based on the playing. On the touch of the keys. Ooh, nice. A little vague. It's kind of Ooh, I like that. And then the fade out. Okay. Well, see, this is interesting for me because from what I remember, I could be wrong about this. I think the comment said that Ridley was like the main boss of the game. So I started my Metroid journey listening to like pretty much end game stuff, I think. I do remember it being a little, energetic, like a boss should be. So this is like the complete opposite. This now feels like, obviously we're in the game, but I'm having trouble kind of pinpointing it. Obviously I don't have any sort of imagery here. Besides, the name and the sound do suggest windy cliffs type of thing. It's not the first thing that it is okay, let me rephrase that. It's the first thing that comes to mind just on sound. But when I think of Metroid Prime, I think I've never seen the game, so it's like I don't really imagine like nature settings. I figure it's all just like mechanical laboratories, machines, blah 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 blah. That's where I was like conflicting. I'm like, do we go outside at some point? Because the song is filled with openness, vast keys, wind, all that, right? It's called drifts. And just this feeling of kind of being lost. But I don't really see gameplay there. It's hard to say. Like my gut instinct says more like dialogue. Maybe a speech bubble is happening here. But I don't know. Right? The whole Nintendo, I've said this many times, but if you've never seen any of my other Nintendo videos, I don't know anything about Nintendo. So, like, Nintendo for me is foreign as it gets. It's like pure shot in the dark guesses. And I don't know, it's kind of fascinating to me because I was expecting more of like a maybe electronic, faster. I don't know what I was expecting, but not that. It wasn't that. Still cool though. Just not that. So please inform me on what's actually happening here. Cool song. Really love the piano. Mainly the piano was the thing that stood out to me because of the dynamic playing. It sounds like an actual live player. I don't know if there was, but it sounded like a live player and hitting the keys harder and then coming back down and softer. And I really like that stuff. It's very emotional, very human-like. That's really the only thing I have to say about it. That, and I was confused on setting and what's happening. So thank you, Chronos, for that. Moving on to this song. There's a lot to talk about here before I get started. So recently, I'll just catch you up to speed. I'm in the middle of working on a new series called VGM Vibes 3, which is going to be a video of aquatic-themed video game music. And I had a poll going on my Patreon, which a lot of members voted on. I had like 300 something votes, and a lot of them were free members. So, if you want to join on the next one, it's free. But the whole time was the poll was up. Sonic 3 was winning. And I just did the video right before this. But this one was catching up all the way until the very end. And I didn't tell anyone I was going to do this, so it's kind of a surprise. But I was going to do the top two anyways. So, surprise. But this only lost by 1 point, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, only by 1 point. I was going to do it anyways, though. Now, with that said, apparently this song is going to sound aquatic to me. That's all I know going into it. So, Crashed Frigate. What do I keep saying Frigate? It's just the way it's spelled. Crashed Frigate Orpheon. Let me know what that means. And the last thing to say is that this one is 30 minutes long. I'm not going to hear the whole loop. I'll find somewhere where I'm comfortable and just stop it there. Okay. So this one was also heavily voted on. Let's go. Again, with the slower kind of approach, I'm not expecting again. Oh yeah. I hear it already. Oh, and the reason I thought it was kind of funny and ironic that these two are together is because the other one sounded like wind, like a wind vibe, and this one sounds aquatic vibe. Nature. Honestly, they don't sound that different. I should also mention that no one told me to put these songs together. The first song was just the next one waiting in line. So I had to put something together with this song. Sounds like I'm in a submarine here. If I ever had to guess what submarine music sounded like, it'd be like this. Like gadgets going off and... Yeah. I hear the aquatic vibe for sure. It's also cascading from left to right speaker. I love that. Gives you actually that depth feel. Yeah. But who knows, though? Like, are we necessarily swimming right now? Are we in water? Or are we in a stage enclosed by water? Like an underwater facility type of thing? Because there's definitely still that machine electronic sound. I think that was the loop. I'm going to hear it maybe one or two more times. Sounds like it's supposed to repeat like non-stop. Long area, right? Something like that. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but when I say aquatic vibes, this is kind of almost that to a T. If I had not known that this was aquatic themed, I would have 100% guessed, I promise you, that this sounds like aquatic. Even if the setting wasn't, I would still say it sounds aquatic. Thus, how I got the idea for those episodes. So that's 2 songs with piano now. I know I just heard this song not too long ago, so, you know, forgive me. But I'm getting aquatic ambiance vibes from Donkey Kong Country. Same kind of, you know, in the depths, surviving type of thing. You know what I noticed? It's gonna sound really stupid, and a lot of people are gonna be like, yeah. Nintendo music is really cool. Like, there's a lot of charm. It's almost cartoon-like. I don't mean that in a bad way, but they paint a picture really well. At least from whatever. There's been a lot of Nintendo that I've been listening to in the past, like, 2 weeks, mind you. Like, I don't get a lot of Nintendo. And I've heard, like, a lot of Nintendo in the past 2 weeks. So, I'm like, really in it right now. me listen to like another minute or so. So someone told me on YouTube that I can click the volume and then turn it down with the down and up arrows to fade it out. Let's see if that works. Oh, it's working. Oh, it goes down by 5% each time. Alright, we're fading it out. That wasn't bad. Thank you, whoever told me that. It'd be cool if I can drop it down by like 2% or something. Okay, so color me surprised. So again, mind you, I did not own a Nintendo. I didn't grow up with one. The closest thing I've ever had was a Game Boy Color in the late 90s. So I missed out on everything Nintendo basically. But I've always heard of Metroid Prime, right? If you're around video games, you've kind of just heard of Samus and Metroid and all that. But I feel like I've heard more of Metroid Prime. Like that's like the game people refer to. I've yet to see footage, as far as I recall. But seeing as I know who, what Samus looks like, right? The whole like kind of mechanical suit and all that. And I only know that because of Smash. And my immediate kind of imagery is just a lot of robotics, obviously, factories, that kind of thing. But now I'm just like second guessing myself because the first song was entirely like nature sounding, outside, wind, sky, cliffs, etc. Piano. And now this one sounded like the very bottom of that, like underneath the cliff, the ocean, all that, like submerged. And man, this definitely had the like aquatic vibe that I was talking about, right? And I could see why this also got a bunch of votes. It just kind of screams, calling at you, like water. It sounds like we're completely submerged. But the thing that overwhelmingly was like talking to me was that it felt very submarine. Or like underwater. Oh, you know what? I guess because of like recency in my head, but FF7, think like the underwater reactor, that kind of thing, right? Like a area below water and you're surrounded by it. That's kind of where I was getting at, because to me it wasn't just water and vastness. It sounded like stuff is happening and machinery is like, you know, that's what that sounded to me like. Machine, computers, buttons, things are going off around you. And then again, the piano, this sort of melancholy, slow piano just going through both of these songs. Something I never would have expected. I really, like even now, just looking at this image, I don't think any of that music at all. I'm thinking, what can I compare it to that I'm thinking of? Damn, dude. Actually, you know what? There was a, oh, what game was that? It's gonna drive me crazy. It's a really famous old school 2D shooter. I know that doesn't ring a bell. Actually, you know what? I can actually look it up. Let's do it now, because it's gonna drive me crazy. I know who requested it. That's how I can figure it out. Just to give you an idea of like what I thought it was gonna sound like. Don't worry, I'm gonna find it. I'll find it. But yeah, definitely not that. Metal Slug. Metal Slug. So if you can imagine that kind of fast-paced, not fast, but like, you know, technologically sounding bass and kind of not funky, but like that. That's what I imagine Metroid to sound like. And now you know, just for the fun of it, I kind of want to hear what that Ridley song sounded like. So excuse me, I'm actually gonna like not watch my old video, but I just want to kind of hear what happened there, because I don't remember. That was like, it was a year ago. What's today? Hey, there's me right there. Oh god, we're gonna hear myself talk. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. When was this? This was March 2023. A year ago. Over a year ago. So this was my first experience. Let me just pick a random spot. Let me look at my face. God, I must have been into it. Let's see what it sounded like. This sound. Okay, yes. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Okay, yeah. That's more along the lines of what I thought the whole thing was going to sound like. Just this kind of like technological. So it's really weird to hear two songs that are very much the opposite. I remember when I was taking suggestions for aquatic stuff and I saw the word Metroid Prime, I'm like, what? You know, I didn't say anything, but I kept thinking, I'm like, how is this there? And how is it like almost winning? So anyways, yeah, surprise to everyone that voted, but I didn't tell I was going to pick two. So the aquatic episode, by the way, is going to be kind of a collaboration of me and you, because normally it was always just my stuff that I've picked and I know, but like 4 songs from that video are all user submitted. Dire Docks, Aquatic Ambiance, Hydro City Zone from Sonic, and now this. So I have to take my time and listen to them, get immersed. But yeah, no, that second song definitely sounded like aquatic vibes to the max, right? The whole openness, reverb, all that, submersed. Feel free to tell me, like, I don't care about spoilers on this one, but what actually happens in both of these. I'm really curious on what happens on both of these songs. What is actually happening? And maybe I just have a total wrong idea of what this game actually looks like. In my head, it looks like a 2D kind of side-scroller, but in reality, I have no idea. I think I just have Metal Slug in my head for some reason. I have no clue. Anyways, thank you, Chronos and Aurange. Thank you to my Patreon members for voting. That includes free members. So yes, I am cheaply plugging. You can join for free and join in on voting stuff. Thank you to my Platinum members. I couldn't be here without them either. Thanks to you for watching. I will see you in VGM Vibes 3 whenever that comes out. Peace.